whatever it is, wherever you are. So in Hades, I've been thinking that I often am unsure, like kind of what my adjacent boons are. There have been, and I've seen some infographics at the wiki, some of which actually got integrated into this mod, which might be something interesting to try out, especially interim. Like these are pretty good. You can only see one god at a time, but presumably that's what you're looking at. Um, the duos are one of the spots where I can struggle a little bit. And even in just this snapshot, you can see just how nasty of a problem it is, and why the other people have kind of went to this format. Because even just in Artemis, we've got okay. I guess it only depends on basic abilities. You've got any basics except run, any basics except run, any of your first three, any except cast, any except run, any except cast, and then you've got other combinations in the other gods as well. So I don't know if there's actually a useful way that could be put into something more like this in terms of representing adjacency and prerequisites. Maybe if it was a completely dynamic thing that could kind of start pruning. Well, I guess would you even prune paths? Because you could go back and you could. There are cases where you can swap abilities that would change things. So I've been wondering if I could like kind of prototype something in is it Dotty? I don't think Dotty's the right word. Dot is one of the graphing languages. GraphViz. Anyway, that has a code reference. The code reference, well, no, actually, this page has a reference to the modding Discord. That I just found. And then that has, I think this is mod format specifically. Oh, this is a Supergiant modding thing, huh? Okay, so this is if we actually get into a mod. And then this file, which I found from the modding Discord, might have, well, we also can try and track down the game files and see what's there. Da, 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 da. Hmm. Enemy weapons, player weapons, weapons. Well, this is basic player. Okay, yeah. Well, this appears to be hand edited. Okay, so all of that would be all of the. Do these have God area specific modifiers? Or are these like the weapons that are associated with those abilities? Hmm. Actually, installing and creating mods, different data files. What's in mechanics? Oh, well, it's incomplete. Top level data involving the boons and hammer upgrades. Damage and... okay. What is interactable items within the game? Trait data. Well, this does have some of the upgrade information. I don't know if this has the prerequisites per se. Must appear first in a run. One priority upgrade from any boon before others can be considered. Then it's attached to a weapon called generation buff and called damage buff boon options. Let me get to what certain conditions are met. So that's kind of the data we're looking at. Lightning bolts more bounce according to a weapon or ranged upgrade to. Those are the ones that can bounce. Duo boon requirements live. Dionysus is because he's his weapon trait, and Dionysus ranged trait or his defense trait. So is that a category? Oh no, because ranged is cast. So weapon secondary rush ranged. Shout. One from each set. One of. Okay, so these are particular formats. Or his defensive trait. Okay, presentation information. Chaos's loot data is pretty different. Trial. Well, I don't know if that has transforming trait true. I don't think they have any like prerequisites exclusions, or maybe I don't know. Stack only to show that only boons picked up can be considered for leveling. Priority chance. So the curse upgrades to 50%, helping to ensure more runs can have access to the affliction-related boons. Bot text lines. No chance to generate chaos boons. Interesting. So, I mean, as a data source with which to build something, that might be kind of what we're looking for. We just have to find this file. It's not an obstacle. I don't think. Hmm. Maybe that's a script? Well, there are lots of data scripts. Okay, so this is Lua data rather than JSON. An interaction. Okay, so these are like the voice calls? Required. I mean, I actually have heard that this is like the first thing in your second run or something. Huh, I wonder. Oh, these are about about the other gods. Okay. Zeus has weapon, blah, 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 blah. All the sound cues are in here too. Hmm. So I'm gonna kind of need a Lua data parser to do stuff with this. Or maybe I could get a command line Lua to load it up? And then Ares probably just doesn't even have the min runs. Linked upgrades. One of, one of, one of, one of, one of. Hmm. Is this like a... Well, maybe some of them have extra special requirements. So if we wanted to try and process that into something... I don't have the general Lua page up. And writing a parser for Lua datasets might be a little bit much. Now, I know it's primarily designed for embedding. Yeah, standalone Lua interpreter is also an option. Okay, so this is more like package installation, but maybe it includes the binary as well. Oh, and that's what they're recommending. Wonderful. Now, see, this is saying Lua socket. Does this not install Lua itself? Of the Lua. Full Lua installation. Maybe it includes it. You already have a Lua installation all in one. They're on Lua 5.4. Might not matter for what we want to do. If you're using, we're using Sigwin in as much as that's where Git is. Of course, that would only work from there. Okay. Well, yeah, this is probably more about where it installs it and in the paths it's set up. It's not a full Sigwin. I could do that because I have it from the 1 Hour 1 Life stuff, but eh. Well, that's that was the Lua dist file. There it is. Yeah, now see, this is only Lua rocks. So it's not a complete package. Oh, so that's what this one is. They're saying Win 32? Oh, Legacy. So they only do the different packages for that one. If you want a full Lua installation, well, I guess that just means other packages. Wait, so is this executables or Windows? Well, Win. Okay, Lua, Lua C, and W Lua, and a DLL. Well, I guess maybe the Lua Rocks 5.1 is statically linked. Now, I don't know that I actually need Lua Rocks for anything. Yeah, what do they mean by Lua installation? I guess the only thing, not that GraphViz is hard to do, but there are bindings if we want them. Of course, that would mean figuring out how to get packages to work. And just disappears it. Okay, so first of all, does that work? No, it does not. Maybe I don't have... Well, maybe it's not actually just Lua. Ah, it's Lua 5.4. Okay. So we want to load a file and query it. I guess we should do a little bit of basic checking. Now, the stuff I did in Step Mania had maybe some other support functions and things. And they had their own logging method, so I don't know if anything there is going to be relevant. Yep. Not that one. Pick. So we were tending to use what? Report script error. Now, maybe since this isn't an embedded environment, there is a standard print function. Okay. No comment at all. Yeah, that's Lua 5. I didn't change too much. I don't know if this kind of thing is going to have like console tile type stuff. Standalone interpreter. Okay, so that just uses print. Ah, yeah, and even save, please. Don't know what we got in, what kind of mode we got into there. All right, so now, unfortunately, I lost the path I had earlier. Epic Hades content scripts. All right, how do we load in another file? So in Lua 5, it was require. We don't really have a straight up example of how to use it. List of patterns. Virtual file name. Okay, so this is some sort of path variable. Okay, so do file might actually make some more sense for this very specific case. But where do they actually maybe it's just a function. I do some of it, yeah. Well, I guess I mostly know C and I've done some C++. The I'm not super versed in, modern C++, so to speak. Yeah, I used to do a bit of it. I'm not sure exactly what got to me, but I've tended to drift more. Well, I drifted towards dynamic languages, and now been drifting a little bit more towards Elm stuff and just web in general for ease of access and portability. Often in this time slot, I'm working on modifications to a public source game that is written in C++, but kind of mostly C. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The memory management always scares me a little bit with that stuff. Although I'm familiar with Jonathan Blow's Jai stuff and his arguments about, you have to manage memory to get high performance. I think he has some ideas about trying to do that a bit more safely. Mm, I don't know. I probably should replace my laptop before it dies. I know people had been kind of soured on Macs for a while, and now they're all excited about the M1. So I have no definite plans now. Let's see, is there standard library? Yeah, so maybe they probably hit do file somewhere in here. Maybe it's just do file. Of course, I don't know if that's going to like return something, or how this is going to work in Windows. No, well, yeah, there might be references for the current stuff. This is like the yeah. I think I tended. Yeah, that's lua.org. Yeah, I know. I know I found the reference stuff before when I was doing Stepmania stuff. When called without arguments. Oh, with standard in. Now, I don't know if this is going to give me a value or... Invalid escape sequence, so it doesn't like that. Oh, well, actually, this is probably leftover. Okay, so it definitely doesn't like that. Attempt to index a nil value. Global. Oh. So they do just have. They're assuming an environment. It's not straight data. Well, maybe something that loaded is. Well, that means it actually is code. So what's your shortcut for a table? Types and values? Attempt to index a nil value. Okay, so we must have to declare globals in a particular way. Global voice lines. Oh. I guess I'm just not escaping properly. Game data. Got about voice lines. Well, you could actually try to load the prerequisites. I don't know that I actually need them, really. Required false text lines this run. Areas about next text lines. Mainly seems to be for this stuff. Color. It's a different type of color. Constants data. Squelch termies run count. What does squelch termies mean? Okay, that got it to run. I don't know that print really works here. Oop. Or if it would be useful to print that out anyway. Can we pick a particular field? So things we might be interested in. Oh no, this is defining loot data. Well, let's start with something simple. Okay. I guess I'm probably gonna have to do something that, well, maybe I could look for anything with a... I'm gonna have to go review how to do table iteration in Lua. I probably do have some of that in here, but do I remember where to look for it? Oh, that's right, iPairs. Four. No, iPairs is for integer. Is it just pairs for key value? Key value, yeah. We might end up doing multiple iterations like this, so I'm not sure what to call the top level thing. Let's see, it's loot data in. And all right, I'll just to double check that. That should be all of our top level keys. Dionysus upgrade, Haze upgrade. So that didn't come out in file order. That has... it's not alpha order either. Upgrade. Oh, base loot. Athena. Okay, so stack, trial. These are not necessarily going to be gods only here, so I might have to do an explicit key list. Unless these end up looking different from... is it... Maybe it's only the ones that have linked upgrades? Well, there's linked and there is... Duo pickup. Text lines. As trait name in room. No, it is, what was it, one of? Linked upgrades. Did I not see... Maybe I skipped too far. Aside in areas project... Yeah? Doesn't seem like a whole lot of duos there. Oh, maybe it's not one of when it's you're typically in a duo. Where's that documentation file? Linked upgrades. One from each set. Which you might expect to be... No, that's not... Oh, actually, Self Laser was a duo. They're just not called... Artemis, Aphrodite. Yeah, okay. So those are just going to kind of have to figure out. So those are linked upgrades. So that's the list of all the possible things. So is this going to be ones that have a linked upgrade set in them? Well, that's going to be... We know it doesn't print tables. See, I'm not sure that that number is valid for table things. Time to get length of a nil value. Okay, yep. What's our if syntax? If then. Okay, so a simple presence check. Oh, no, that's the text. Okay, so we have base Artemis, Hermes, Dionysus, Demeter, Hades upgrade? Zeus, Athena, Ares, Aphrodite, Poseidon. So that seems like that's a pretty good indicator of what the main god boons are. There might be a better one, but that's one of them. Oop, no, wrong one. Okay, and then those guys have priority upgrades, weapon upgrades, and traits. Now, I think weapon upgrades and traits is actually going to be the complete set. Shield load ammo. So this suggests that there's some other prerequisite stuff going on that might have to be in code somewhere. Oh. Took some stuff out there. So that is something that we think, well, what about... I could see other things having that maybe. Well, I mean, Twitch is in the game space. So if you get people who are kind of into games and kind of into development and they cross the streams, yeah, so that's a weapon. Yeah, weapon upgrade, weapon. So that's not a good indicator. Could be. What is... No, let's continue and see. No. Next? Eh. So control struct statements. This would be a... do we not have a... There's a break and a return. What about from an inner block? Breaks the loop. Continues running from the point immediately after. Yeah, so we just have to use an if statement. Mech Warrior? I don't think I ever played those. So if we have linked upgrades, we think it's a god boon. Ah, Modern Warfare. Okay. Well, I'm not really into online PvP, so I guess I can't comment on that. Yeah, I probably need more. I mean, that's good. I just need some basic examples to work with. And I'm not quite sure what kind of graph to be doing here. It's like the individual god ones are going to be straight dependency. Duos are probably going to need something more fluid. What do we have? Or do we have anything for files? Or we have to kind of out? So those are the functions. Now, in an embedded context, you might even have files. Data tables, metatables. Table string IO. Operating system. Overlay colors on audio files. Do you mean like a music visualizer or like one of the note visualizers that kind of goes along and like highlights the notes as it's doing each one? In terms of visualization software, see GraphViz. I don't know if that would be a great way to do music, but maybe I don't know music that well, so maybe something could be interesting there. So this is either going to be IO or system. on 2 current files. Processes standard output. Well, there is a debug, so print. Need full control of the output. So we could just print to the standard out. That would be the easy way. Does the debug library... Okay, this just kind of gets information about it. Yeah, and then print. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. I haven't heard of G sharp, actually. Yeah. I mean, visualization is an extremely broad topic, so I'm not sure what you mean by overlaying colors on an audio file. See, there's just so many ways you could potentially do that. I know I rated somebody like last week who was doing that sort of like piano score visualization, where you had the score as a whole bunch of rows where it was like it was on at the time it was on, and then it would highlight the notes that were playing as it crossed them. Okay, we went back to the gallery. So actually, this style of thing might make sense. Oh, this is graph, not digraph. Okay, so label for the entire graph, label for the subgraph. What was our string concat operator? Oop. Oop, too far. Is it just plus or dot? Plus or dot, probably. No, dot dot. That I have no idea. Not that random. We want that. I'm surprised anybody's in the mall, but I guess stores want to open. Okay, so subgraph name. Oh, we forgot. We can probably query this for automatically generated stuff. All right, and then for every subgraph, oh, I only want to do this if it's that, and then we have to close that tree and close this graph, And really, this entire thing ought to probably be indented for ease of reference. And then, okay, so this is if linked upgrades. Priority upgrades, we think is just a modifier. Maybe we can use it later. I think it is weapon upgrades plus traits. Oh, consumables. Athena. Oh, so these are the ones that deal with death defiances, I guess. So I don't think, yeah, those are not included in the other list. All right, so if we have that, then, no, we're doing a loop now. For, oh, this is only a I list. Well, I mean, I guess if, yeah. Also something I don't use. Yeah. I pairs data dot yeah, that's that's unfortunate. Maybe it's not entirely surprising, unfortunately. I guess I wouldn't expect other people to be getting in the way that much. Weapon upgrades. And we want to print trait. Now, what do we need to do? They're already kind of symbolic. Okay, we would like an indent. Spitz Games. Attempted to index a nil value. For iterator on 12. Upraids. Okay, so actually we should be double indenting this, I guess. Well, go ahead. Oh, okay, I only did weapons upgrades so far, so I guess it kind of makes sense that Hermes isn't in there. Data dot, is this traits? And consumables. Hey, Sonic Song. Okay. Now, do I have... I appear to have something. All right, we have to actually output this soup to something. Oh, I might need a visualizer. So doing this in Ruby would have been nice because I already have some stuff that... I'm doing okay. Not entirely sure this is the right way to go about things, but it's a way to kind of get a data-based prototype up to see just how much tweaking you might do. This might have to be an entirely semi-manual placement thing to get good results. Documents. Was that what I wanted? All right, so that's Hades dot. Dot can probably convert to things. So before I was embedding it into a file with the visualizer. My other computer, I had like a Java visualizer or something. Let's see, my other thing was embedding it in HTML with the file. Did I ever do a version that fetched the file and then displayed it? I know I was like doing fully pre-packed things. So the basic format of here is input output, so I wouldn't be able to easily... Well, I guess I could convert a prelude and postlude to Lua files that I could just do. Or I can take this dot file and mash it together using something else. I don't know that much about AI tech, actually. I've done my Lua thing is a little bit of a linear model, but I'm not deep into any of the stuff. So in here, we've got our graph, which uses this library. Okay, so we put a wrapper where we do a substitute, which you could probably almost get a command line to do that. Oh, and that converts it to SVG first. So technically it was an SVG viewer, not a dot viewer. Thanks for the bits. So I do need to figure out doing this thing. How do we... Print version, enable verbose mode. Output format, layout engine. Write output to file. How do we set the output format? The file name is the input found with the format. Cause all file can be ignored. Do I just say, where's the format argument? Do I just say file name and then it figures it out? What's my default browser? Okay, so this is not, yeah. That is not apparently actually an SVG. Okay, this is an annotated dot file, so that is not do automatic extension recognition. Print usage, memory test, set temperature. Oh, set output format, so T. I guess I could have left this up. That looks like an actual SVG. Okay, this does not have the zoomer though. No. So the easiest thing to do for bootstrapping would be just kind of strip this out as a little Ruby script. I guess I could have that actually like run this whole thing. So we would want to is it that which runs a command and actually that would just capture the output, which actually that might not be good for getting error feedback. Although if I captured this, maybe I could also print it. Let's see, we're not actually doing any stuff there. That was using a built-in library. So you're probably in lib. File names. This is like, Okay, so there's the print. There's the HTML file. Oh, nope. That is the dot. Which actually, I guess I could have left the in Ruby library there. Uh, How do I... So I kind of want that for the raw output. I don't know if I can send a string to a file that we execute like that, though. Unless dot has a literal file syntax. Dot files. I mean, we could capture it and write it. Easier thing to do is... I could probably pipe it through dot. Now you see that? I think this captures input. In which case, this would also just be a command we're executing now. Nope, that's still... oh, right, because we have to SVG. Oh, right. Minus T SVG. And then, not surprisingly, it's all one line because we haven't provided any dependencies yet. But that's something we can start looking at. Oh, also, I probably have to provide outline traits for the subgraphs. Or labels and... node graph. Yeah, this doesn't actually seem to represent... Maybe they get borders if they have labels? Or I don't have my subgraphs properly defined. Is it possible that the new line is required? Everything else is working fine, though. No, 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 no. So we want a subgraph. I guess if I'm doing another line, I can actually, there's probably a way I could just do literal new line too. Eh. So we want label equals means you do not need semicolon. No, we're still not getting the subgraphs. Chance they've got some kind of zooming hooked up too. Why are we not getting lines for our... So are these look commented out? Oh yeah, that made a difference. The interpolation's really fancy. Maybe it's like a CSS animation. Oh, visualize multiple color coding. This seems like a comment for a different thing. Unless they're using some sort of algorithm to find the similar nodes. Why are you showing subgraph boxes and mine isn't? Maybe I need edges? All right, so edges actually is linked upgrade. So linked upgrades are things we should already have. Now at some point we're going to have to work out the representation of, one of from each set. Linked upgrades. So this is going to be some kind of, within linked upgrades, we have all of, this is going to be a, so this is what what we're leading to. So this is either a duo or a legendary. And then we can either be the ones we know of right now are one of and one from each set. There might be some others. Which, and these themselves almost need to be their own little groups, but so we have if, or do we just go through both of those? For in I pairs, Rex dot one of. So we have a requirement of rec to go to get. And let's even is that right? Yeah, I guess that's right. Let's even see if that much works. Oh, AC. Stack traceback. Attempt to index a nil value. Ah, okay, so yes, we can't just do that. We actually have to say if rex dot one of. Syntax error. Oh, that is apparently not how it works. Okay. Now these are all. Wait. I guess. Oh, they used to do this. This must have been a syntax change to just use universal edges and use, because they used to have, you could have error forward, error backward, and an error either way. I guess they're doing that somehow differently now. Okay. Still no boxes. This is the massive mess that we kind of expected. For the naive application here, we're still not really seeing the subgraphs. Zero ammo bonus. And these aren't connected to anything. Okay. Where's the subgraphs? Maybe it has to be next line? No. Okay. Let's see. What are we doing here? Okay, so what is it? We have labels in our nodes. Did I misspell subgraph? Does it not allow capitalized subgraph names? Because I know there was another example where there were crosslinks, so it's not they have to be completely separate. Yeah. And then this one has the arrows. Oh, because this is a digraph versus a graph. Directed graph versus undirected graph. I guess these are going to be digraphs. We have to decide whether we want things to point to... Oh, yeah, you know what? This is rec. No, yeah, rec leads to... near cluster. Oh, I put that in there. Although, well, let's figure out the digraph first. Okay, that adds the arrows. I really do want a different rendering format. Of course, this is going to make it one subgraph. Okay, so that's an invalid subgraph name. Dot language, graph, digraph, subgraph, ID. This does not define ID. An ID is any of the following: any string or alphabetic characters not beginning with a digit. Well, that's either a bug or an unwritten requirement then. Nope. Actually, save it. Okay, Lua reference. String.lower. And Lazy is playing. Thank you for the follow. Watch me bumble my way through other languages. And it still doesn't like those as subgraph names. So start end. Hi. Node style. Label equals color. Oh, do we need a digraph name? Nice. This just used the curried line, so that's fine. And that should be fine. Also, I need to set up watch. Mainly Hades.lua. Oh, you only watch directories, don't you? Still no subgraph. It's my name on Twitch. Where's the subgraph? For money, I do software. It's mostly web stuff. I've done microcontrollers and databases and games and all sorts of stuff in the past. Oh, okay. So it is in fact self-triggering. uh, Fabulous. Directory. We could filter files. So I guess I could do dot with filter equals Hades.lua. Oop. Oh, no. It's a file list. I need better documentation. CLI. Well, here's the long version. Requireable JavaScript file. It exports a filter function. There's probably another program that does that, but... Or I could move everything to a source directory. Requireable file, so that probably means... Watch tree options.filter. Is that the filter function? No, it's a callback. This is the file hash. What the heck do we get? Okay. Is it module.export? Options.filter is not a function. Is it... No. Wow. That is requirable JS file that exports a filter function to watchtreeOptions.filter. WatchTreeOptions is not defined. Ah! This is basically the same thing. Okay, so this is the directory tree that it uses. This is probably all direct. Nope, so this is just CLI. Watch filter equals require. So filter is whatever is returned from here. I guess there's been so many standards for exports. Oh, so exports.filter, not just export. Options.filter is not a function. Ops.filter equals require. I don't have an actual example of using it, though. Closed down all my files. I have to move them. All right, so you are useless. You didn't work out. That's output. And I guess that would be a thing you could watch. And I should probably have an output directory for this stuff. Oh, and then this has to be source. And nope. Refresh. You have to do source. Source wrapper. Oh, because it did current directory, which would actually make sense. Well, that was entirely too much trouble. Now, where the heck my subgraphs at? Oh, it has to start with cluster. I guess that's so you can have invisible ones too. That's a cluster, all right. So, where's the duos then? Oh, because those are probably all defined with the other operator, which we don't have yet. No, there actually is one there. Poseidon has a very... Poseidon and Artemis have some very interesting trees. All right, so this is, what is it, one of set? One from each set. Okay, so we have to do a numerical iteration of numerical iterations. So in the UI, it displays these groups under the god. I guess they look at the name and it kind of infer it from there. Well, actually, these traits are probably defined somewhere too. Oop. Well, I don't know why that jumped there. Well, you know how to do it, I guess. Okay, so maybe that stuff is defined in a different file. Because the icons have to be like defined somewhere. That might just be straight up images. Scripts. That's loot data. Maybe there's like a trait data. Trait data. Synergy trait is duo boon. Weapon trait. Chaos blessing. Gift trait. Assist trait. Weapon enchantment trait. God mode trait. Inherit from shop tier 1. Weapon name, projectile. Okay, so that's the weapons that you get from it. Pre-equip weapons, icon equals. So we could look up like icon references and things here. Maybe you could dig into some of the traits if we really wanted to. Anyway, they should already be kind of categorized by this. Oh, yeah, because they're in these categories in their original definition, so you can just do it that way. So we don't need to deal with the sets. The sets will sort of be over in the other God boxes. One from each set. So we need to do I pairs. So this is set index set. Rex.1 from each set. I pairs in set. And this is from rec to get. We might need to summarize like a sub node for the set somewhere. It's like a little dummy node. And as expected, it's a mess. Just write everything up here and write it around. Yeah, all the prereqs. I see that is one of those ones that has a lot. So I think I might need to use a different layout engine. I think Dot may actually support calling other engines. Oh, layout engine. Default based on command name. So there's that. So we need to figure out what the layout engines are. It's the dot. Well, I guess they're all kind of dot language. Okay. So, here's subgraphs and clusters. Actually, I probably could have looked up some stuff there. Okay, that's not layout. Users guides. Layout. Directed graphs. Unidirected graphs. Radial layouts. Circular layouts. Undirected. Large undirected. I don't know if it counts as large. Squarified tree maps. Array-based layouts. This is unidirected, but I don't think that is going to make too big a difference. Are we even working here? Oh, we're not running. Oh, I might not have that hooked up. Okay. So, what was the dot argument? Layout engine, so minus K. Minus, was it lowercase k or capital K? That seems to have done nothing. Oh, error, K unrecognized, capital K. Knido. Okay, so that's open. Yeah, so we have to do a lot of stuff with spacing to make sense of that. And actually, if you for unidirection, I guess I expected more of the flow of dot, but so that was what, 2 pi? Well, that was less neat than I was hoping for. Oh no, there actually is FTP and SFTP. I don't know what that is. All right. Slightly better spacing. Oh, and these completely lost subcluster stuff. And maybe there's ways to put it back. Yeah, there might be a reason that nobody else has done this type of graph. That seems to have gotten the same results. You might need different annotations for it. Oh, overlapping value. Okay, yeah, it's not a good one for this. Also, not great on the surface. And these probably require specific things. I have to look up examples of... Ow! Okay, I know what that is. That's useful if you're doing like file system usage in hierarchies. Okay, so dot would need some manual adjustment. I've seen some nice ones with the circular layouts in the gallery. We're gonna have to figure out how we need to arrange data to look nice. Now this has a thing with join nodes that we might kind of want to. Here, circle, 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 circle. Okay, so these are the join nodes. So yeah, marriage produces. So that's just, we take that like a one of or whatever and put it to a mini node. And I don't know if that'll actually help the layout or not. Switch network. Yes, I was wondering if something like this could work with like their stuff going out and the duos going in. But I don't know if any of these support the unidirected graph clusters. How am I using GVMap? Radial layout of a network graph. Yeah, so this is for a bunch of loosely connected stuff. We've got some of these less nice type of things. So the radial, if we can do some stuff to change the spacing, might have some. Oh, this is using a separate program with overlap removed. So you could maybe use that to try and identify the different gods. So we've got they're all radial layouts. They're probably not going to be that different. Digraphs, there's a rank sep, ratio auto. Don't really see any other annotations controlling layout. This is, okay, the graph specifies the layout. We have a label just. This is very auto-generated looking. Oh, HTML stuff in the labels. No, I'm not seeing graph level adjustments, but there might be node level adjustments. So we've got rank, sep, and ratio. And 2pi. Which right now is very, very bad. And I need to do something to cluster up the miscellaneous traits. There might be some annotations we can use for that. Or it might have to be a more of a manual project. Now, the other thing I haven't looked at is, how do I find out what all the options are? So one from, all right, we switched files. So I want to enumerate all properties and see if there are any that are not known. Which is going to mess up the file because we're basically just going to print them out. If prop what's your not equal operator? Then expected, okay, so it's not. respective facilities. Expressions? Tilde, that's right. Too many things. No, we don't expect this to be parsable anyway. Unexpected symbol. Oh. Yeah, so this is going to be the dot file itself. Table. Huh. Well, I didn't think that actually printed something. Oh no, this is pairs, not I pairs. So this is going to be like prop value. Oh, I guess this is just like showed up as a node. Priority chance, don't care. Priority chance. Okay, I don't see any other properties that we need to be concerned about. Now, just putting the join nodes in might clean it up a little bit. But the things we wanted to look at were digraph G. Oops. Okay. That gives you a little bit more space. Ratio equals auto. It's not string? Not string. I might want to look at the documentation for what that's supposed to be doing. No, actually, let's separate these into lines so I can turn them on and off easier. Okay, yeah, so that's far more circular, which if we could get it clustered up by the gods might work. Very, well, right now, I guess one way to create some gravity on the gods would be to create some sort of node for the gods themselves. And I guess, you would then apply that to all of the ones that were not one from each set, presumably. Well, yeah, because they have their own traits. And then I guess the duos just exist in the linked? Hmm. Okay. All right. So the question is, we like it better with or without that? And it might end up depending on some other things. So what is the documentation for that? Node edging graph attributes. The aspect ratio. Oh. So without that, it's allowed to. It's trying to be square or what have you. This lets it take on whatever shape it wants. Okay. Well, I guess we can also do God stuff by. In fact, we might even have colors in here. I still think they might want. Well, we want to be grouping the ones that are not otherwise related. And the subgraphs don't work in this layout mode. Yes, I don't know if they just picked one god to define the duos or defined it under both or what. Boon symbol. So we have a color, a lighting color, a loot color, and a subtitle color, which is even in a completely different color format. We might be able to use that as like a foreground background. Because that'll give us some information about which is which here. So we're going to have to do... We might have to do color conversions, though. True color... Going to be in a different... Okay. Red, blue, green, red. Oh, is that for like the arrowhead colors? Graphics, not text. For edges, could be color list. What's the valid value for a color? Okay. Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue, alpha. Hue, saturation value, string, color name. HSV can be this style. Actually, the one with fractions makes me wonder if that's HSV. Subtitle color. And color equals the. HSV yeah, see, this is the value. Oh, no, actually, this must be an example. Well, if that worked, that'd be the easiest one to pull out. Subtitle color. So when we are defining, well, these are gonna be the main traits. And in fact, maybe I do want to have a function then. Local function. Now, this means I lose easy access to the data thing here. So we need the trait name. No, we want to do the things in some table. And there's probably a way to get take the string value to get that. We can just do it again. Or we could do color, but we might end up using multiple colors. So if we did this, it would become God trait data dot weapon upgrades, and then all of our context. Consumables. Okay, it doesn't seem to have broken anything. So we have to do an attribute block. And this is where I guess the dot library could have made things more convenient. I just have to figure out how to install it. So node name. The label is the label, shape equals, style equals, color equals. And we could actually build up helper functions ourselves. Color equals. All right, so this is actually, that I almost might want a function for. Assuming that you have some kind of consistent color formatting. So this is a list of numbers. Well, that means we should be able to index into it. I guess this could end up, we could like end up using this for like font color or something, couldn't we? So this is color 0. I don't think HSV does alpha. Yes. So I can't just necessarily use a join on the array unless I do something to it. HSV color of data.subtitle color. Okay, so this is a Lua error. HSV color. Nil value, field integer index 0. Oh, actually, I see some syntax problems here. No. Line 6. Oh, no, and then it immediately doesn't recognize there's an error, so it still tries to do the dot processing. I thought that, oh. Lua arrays are 1-based, aren't they? Okay, I could possibly use a space there. I don't think it's required, but... And then where does that color go? It goes nowhere. Oh. Oh, you have to be string quoted. Which actually all colors would have to be string quoted. Okay, you have a color. Now, I feel like all the loose ones around the edge disappeared. And didn't we used to have those? No, no. I guess they all got pulled in somewhere. Or does it not lay out things that have no grounding? Or no relations? That actually makes me a little bit suspect. Let's see, so that's not terribly useful. What was the circular undirected? Okay, so you don't have loose nodes either. Maybe one of them was ignoring... Oh, maybe some of them don't do directed traits, so you lost a bunch of stuff? I swear some of these had, like, just loose nodes. Oh. Well, that's different results. Not necessarily useful results. But kind of interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess there's no loose files. Or loose attributes. Which is actually a little bit strange considering. Okay, back to you. Okay, so that is... I thought I saw it re-render. Oh. I don't know why the color changed it that much. So are these all... all duo boons? I guess there's a lot of duo boons. So that's a color. Would that be fill color to make it more clearer? Now we have to deal with issues of legibility. I guess it's not fill color. You know what? I clicked through to something. So set the fill color of a node. Fill color equals fill color equals ratio equals fill. Oh, there's the ratio thing. Okay. So that's all the, so that does have a bunch of, oh, do I have to do style fill? Because that's gonna fill all of them with probably as big black dots. Well, only if there's a fill color, or only for these things. Which for most of them we'd probably want to do color white. Oh, after today's... I guess that prefers a more yellow color. It probably gets into some of their other color things. Is it text color? Font color. Of course, maybe those aren't HSV. Yeah, because Aries is not, well, I could maybe see that being a secondary color for him. Yeah, Dionysus isn't blue, Poseidon is not green. So those are RGB values. Why they're in this format here, I don't know. So we have color, lighting color, and loot color. Let's see, so that's probably is like a light cyan. It's actually very, very similar to color. Which means we have to do the I have to go find color again. RGB, RGBA, and it has to be in hex format. This is for pattern finding. String.format. printf. So this would then become return we need to be quoted over the whole thing. We need a pound. And then is that 0.2h? Keep that around just in case. Okay, string dot format. Okay. All right, literal, single character, character string, signed integer, unsigned integer. Oh, H might be a modifier on the other type of stuff. So like unsigned integer. Oh, maybe that was that only for parsing? Ah, X, not H. It's like I know I've done that. And we missed one. Number has no integer representation. Oh, because I was still grabbing subtitle color. Index A value nil, local color. Oh, do these not all have trait color defined? Okay. Wonder who that was. Let's see. Would these... They nice be a little bit hard, but it might go back to working with black. Now, we might be able to use one of these other colors. So like lighting color maybe would go in there. Oh, you're not an HSV color anymore. You were an HSV color, which I don't think is an actual thing in this program. Color 255 data dot lighting color. Syntax error. Font color equals, fill color equals. $4.23. What? Did you, just go off too soon? No, we're blowing up and not saying anything about it. Oh. Is that an old one? Is it like blowing up and recovering? Oh, yeah, okay. $12.18. Well, we tried to add font color here. Let's see. So doing this would break the format. Expected to close. Oh, that's a print. No, okay, so that also doesn't exist on everybody. Okay, so those are all the direct. That's not what I expected from Zeus. Maybe this is like a base background color. So we've got Poseidon, Artemis. Dionysus is a little hard to read. I thought Athena was more yellow. That mostly fits. Oh, I wonder if the listed ones are only the things that can be offered straight up. So the one-ofs might still qualify for color? Can we construct trait in eye pairs? See, that's just listing it. It's not a dependency thing. So this would be in rex dot one of. Actually, this is Zeus bonus bolt, Zeus charged bolt. That doesn't seem like. I'm just going to automate a few scripts for my Tinder. Okay, cool. Doesn't seem like we got a whole lot of extra stuff there. And that actually shows up twice. Rex dot one of. Oh no, I need to do this on to get. Yeah, that's the requirements, which are probably that might actually be. Well, no, it's in the same god, so that's probably fine. Might be doing the nodes, doubling the nodes. Got ya. So this set kind of needs to be, well, that might want to be a function. Okay, that seems a little bit more colored in. And this must be Hermes? I wonder if this is the Lambent Plume. 'Cause I remember that being a prereq for a couple of things. Oh, I wonder if the double arrows are because things are listed under multiple gods. Hmm. That would mean I would have to keep around like a node generated. Oh, technically it's edge generated, I guess. But really, if we've done a to get, we should be good. So we're mainly concerned about this in the duo boons. Well, actually, yeah, no, that should be doable from here because it shouldn't repeat. But it has to wrap the entire thing. Oop, unexpected symbol near bang. Okay, that's fewer lines. There's still some. Oh, fishing? Poseidon. Minor loot trait, room reward bonus trait, first Poseidon boon trait. That's still doubled. Everything else looks a little bit cleaner. So this is still, like, actually unusable, but we're getting ideas. Ares is quite in the middle here. And Poseidon, yeah, those are the ones we saw had lots of connections. Oh, and these are all... No, didn't we... Oh, are you like a two? I thought there was some things that were at least two of. Maybe that's coded somewhere. So you have no weapon upgrades. You have a bunch of traits. Speed damage trait. Okay, now that one worked. Oh, so what's the move speed trait? Oh no, those are all of the... Okay, so this is the plume, because they all had like two or three requirements. So why is move speed trait not colored? So we're not actually getting traits. Data.traits. We appear to be getting at least weapon upgrades. Right, because we still have all the connections. These still got mentioned by connections. Do I actually have to shut down the rest of this stuff? Just make it a soup? Okay, so that's the color here. Maybe. Yeah, so we're not getting any Hermes traits. Though we're clearly getting traits from other gods. Yeah. What's up with that? Data.traits. We're only printing traits. And the other gods seem to have some. Can I explain some of the multiple arrows? Let's see if that fixes some of the coloring too. Could maybe still be missing some. Cause I think those are... Well, it definitely changed things. Oh, and now we've got our... That's when these disappeared when we pulled out that function. That does seem like a lot less white ones. So we'd kind of like to pull these closer to their other god stuff. Oh, these sort of did. Athena, Athena, Athena. Oh, now that we did that, Zeus is in the middle. So there's some kind of good things going on. We've kind of got these extra ones just kind of hanging out there. They're not necessarily grouped as nicely as we'd like. Oh, Demeter and Aphrodite and Athena both have very similar colors here. But when I looked at the other color fields, it seemed like some gods didn't have those colors. Color lighting, color loot color. 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 Dionysus doesn't have a lighting color. Lighting color, loot color. Wait, why didn't I use... Does loot color not work? Okay, that's a little bit more familiar. We have to use it in all places. Oh. And now Athena's in the middle? Interesting to get different layouts just by changing color. So Zeus, these got a little overlap. Poseidon, Dionysus, Athena, purple? Wait, that's another... That's blue. That's Poseidon. Aphrodite. Okay, Demeter and Poseidon end up very similar. Now these are two things where we have text color. Color 255. How about data dot loot color for that? Does that apply to anything? Get such different layouts every time. So, oh, it's font color. Okay, no, that is completely illegible. And I switched you back to data.color. All right, so we've got Zeus as either of those. Demeter is ambiguous with somebody. I guess loot color might be closer to what's in the game. Man, it's a different layout every time. All right, so what if... Yeah, I feel like I probably do need to have this be a thing. Now you see, I called this God trait. Trait, data. Okay, I did not like something there. Oh. And did I also forget that here? No. So can we say subgraph cluster label equals... Now the God traits would then kind of move, wouldn't it? And God traits would have to have... Because you don't have the... You don't appear anywhere else in here. So we have to pass the name down. Which means I could actually name this better now. And then you... This isn't necessarily directed, actually. Does it mind that? Cat a nil value. Oh. Yep, and this engine does not recognize that. Okay, we would want to actually identify those a little bit separately and maybe put, well, you see, I want it grouping them up. Like the Hermes one doesn't really need to be doing a whole lot. But that makes things a little bit more organized. So one of the other things, let's see, where was the example with the mini nodes? Because I might just have to like say label is blank. Yeah, label is blank. However, I'm going to have to make a custom node. Well, I guess I could take the thing we're going to and give it all one node for now. I might want to generate some sort of name later, so that everything that has the same prereqs can use that. Rex dot one of. So that says this trait, if it's a single that's this god, we presume. Otherwise, we're going through the list. And we're doing two gets. This would be... So from the rec to the join, and from the join to the actual attribute. Oh, you're in here. And then the join. Okay, and that could be shrunk down even further. Oh, but now we get this this is a little suspect. Oh, actually, this is the thing we do once. Okay, so that lets, well, it's still kind of putting these in the middle. You almost want to put these closer to all that stuff. I'm wondering if that actually, oh, there's a couple of singular cases that probably don't need that. If rex dot one of, and is this length? Okay, so we can have direct lines if there's not multiples. Now, this little process here, I guess it's going to have to be per set. If and that'll be a number. Syntax error at line 43. Aries drag trait, Aries cursed, riff trait rex. Oh, yeah, it just stopped, which means there was another error here. Oh, I copied something. I copied the one of when this is. This is from this is just set. Okay. So that actually like super normalized it. And to a certain extent, these intermediates should actually be like a string concat of all the requirements, so that everything that has the same requirements could go off the same thing. And I'm also not sure if that's going to be useful in. Well, it's useful for layout. Maybe direct arrows would be more useful. Well, I guess it's every time the SVG runs that we might get a randomization of it. And probably one of these is, yeah, Athena upgrade. No, I think I just used God trait for this thing, which probably, this could perhaps be a little bit different. Style equals shape equals. And we really need to think more about that later. Oh, it didn't like that. The argument here would be the god. Data is data. Okay, you can only sort of pick it out. I mean, it almost doesn't even need to be displayed. It just has to have gravity. Oh, yeah, it's kind of an awkward location for that. Yeah, these things are terrible. And this is where some of the hand-edited charts have better ways of representing that type of stuff. So this might be something where we kind of take this as a way to get a grasp on things and then riff on it. All right, so can we actually condense these? I would have to... So from some table, we have a thing we're trying to get, which is really, it's just all the prereqs for that. So we have a list of requirements, and I guess we probably don't use this. I guess we could have the have this kind of do the if else. This is going to have to do... Actually, would this just be like a... Do we have a string join? Too far. Up value join. So we need either a string or a table function. Your other reference manual. You don't have the index to the standard library. So this could be a table library. It could be a string library. This is not a reference. Next pairs, I mean, yeah, those are all very, very basic functions. Oh, does this not include standard string dot dump, string dot format, gsub, len, pattern, table? Table concat. All the elements are strings with sep. So you would take rex dot one of, and that is fallback. One of. Did I leave that in here? Yes. Okay, so some of that's not very happy. We've got some orphans. That's not good. Oh, the join to get, maybe? Oh, how about you? Did I ever ended up using this for... Okay. We had not printed to get. No, we still have orphans. Oh, because I have to actually add it. I still have orphans. Oh, no, that's an else. That should cover it. What's getting orphaned here? I guess you should still technically have a semicolon, huh? Athena weapon trait, Athena's secondary trait. We never saw orphans before we tried to do this. So what does that mean? It means nothing pointing at this join. Oh. Pff. Didn't remove a line. Yeah, so I'm getting some interesting things like these two go out to here, which goes out to here. Wait, why do we have two arrows going in and nothing going out? Okay, so we've got a lot of the... Oh. Let's join to get... I might have to do some deduping on the edges as well. Because multiple things can come along and say, oh yeah, it goes into this join condition. But we only need that edge to exist once. Okay, so yeah, Hermes has a bunch of stuff. Only a few of them have conditions. Jeez, that's... So there must be some lines coming over here. Yeah, then all the basic stuff going into nodes is a bit much. So that is in kind of any of these. Is it? Requirements into join, yes. Which, given a set, you could really kind of be in here. And that's all we need join key for. Well, the join key might still want to be its own. That would all be in a function. All right, that should at least drop in. Rex.one of. It's not really a join key anymore. It's a different layout every time. Oh, we got... Dionysus has an interesting little... Oh, did he get split? Yeah, he got split. All right, so now that all of that happens here... edge equals... let's put something in here. I guess it can really be anything. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. Yeah, all these different combinations, that's what I see in the graphic we're kind of looking at. All these different combinations. Maybe Charm Trait is its own thing. And you're identified as a god trait, but you're not linked to your god. Okay, so we still have the odd orphan. Force Poseidon boon. Okay, so that might be some game scripting stuff. Poison power traits. Identified as a god boon, but it's not linked to Dionysus. I'm not sure how that can happen. Loot. Oh, so it's not actually listed as one of his things. Wait. So why? You should have an edge somewhere. Okay, so this is rect to edge. This, I'm wondering if one of these conditions is messing us up. That's Aphrodite. Dionysus slow trait. Dionysus shout trait. Okay, no, it's not that one. Okay. So this bit is blocking us. You know, I should probably use a character in here so that if it's a single requirement. Where? No. Table.concat sep. Oh, this has to be an actual valid key name. Oh, but if there's only one entry, if it's 1-to-1, there's not going to be anything. So I guess really what we need to do is put something like we had the old Rex on here. Dionysus damage. Nope, still an orphan. If it's a singular list, where was the example we were looking at? Shield loaded Ammon Dionysus ranged trait. That's Aphrodite. Poison trait. Dionysus slow. Oh, so my join can go to multiple things. So maybe this only happens once. But I thought I was trying to block edges here. Or like too many edges. Well, it doesn't seem too terrible worse. So I'm not sure that not printing the node helps as much. Shield loaded ammo, Dionysus defense straight. Dionysus combo vulnerability. And that probably has some special offering requirements or something. There's probably ways I could make these nodes kind of invisible. And there are still other things that have like lots of gravities. I don't know if there's other ways to group nodes with 2π. Control layout. Gas are overlapping. Node sep simply ignored. The entire graph fits in a page. Orientation, rank sep, node sep. Edge weight. And increasing the edge length. Relaxing the constraint. Okay, so there are things we could look into, but it's kind of just a really messy graph. I mean, it's almost like I want to do constrained layout in some cases, and then let the rendering engine take over in others, like maybe try to put like all of the basic ones on a ring, and then I was thinking, what if you could do like joint duos in the middle, and then the god individual ones going out, which you get a little bit of that already. Because I have to try and join stuff up, and then some of these singular trees can kind of go off on their own out here. I think it mostly gets driven away doing that. But maybe if you did some more directed layout like that, you could like try to put like each god's basic attributes in the same order going around. Of course, then you've got all the sort of passive things. So I don't know if it'd be worse to separate those. There's the weapon traits and the traits and the consumables, which are kind of in traits. Man. Artemis ranged trait. Oh, the Artemis cast. Interesting that it put this all the way. Okay, there's one node that needs it over here. So it's probably whichever edge it encounters first is where it places it or something. That has so many outgoing arrows over there. It's almost like this stuff all needs a proxy node for that. And if we're going to do things manually, you might almost want to do things like these abilities deflect. These abilities charm. Or I guess it's weak is what it's called. But that would be manual tagging though. Well, not precisely useful yet. And at best, this level of stuff could give you ideas about how to do a manual layout. And really, well, these images are, I think, from the Hades wiki. So those are probably items, characters, which includes the gods. Yeah. So it's basically these images is what was in there. Oop. So these are completely separate. Yeah, so there's this group and that group. It's like this must have this one thing must have alternate things for a lot of abilities. I don't know if that's represented in the graphs there. Actually, I know there's things that aren't represented there because you've got the like Hermes has different things depending on which type of cast you have. Yeah, so if we didn't do the duos at all, which I don't know if there's a bulk comment. I guess there's a few that have that one ofs actually includes some multi-god stuff. It might be the revenge damage things. Demeter weapon trait. It's like we were just looking at Ares. And it is kind of hard to pull out some of that stuff. I'm not sure if this is a direct arrow somewhere. It's like a direct arrow to this and then back to there into all this group of stuff. So that's probably this. You got 4 things that can go into either of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are... Oh, any kind of cast. Oh, that must be the lightning cast thing. Yeah, so you might almost want to go back and... Well, some of these are independent, so it's kind of hard to bring them all together. Start with something like this, or use the manual ones as a base. Hmm. Uh, I guess you could also try to do like a duo-only version of this. Well, that might be better represented as a table. Yeah, and get these super far across ones. And of course, I'm actually generating a bunch of extra lines by doing this. I might be able to, like, I could at least hide those edges. Oh, or did I build that in? Now, you see, I built that in. Oh, no. God traits. Oh, but, yeah, but you actually do have God traits, God to trait. So does the edge then have? So is that a color or a style? Arrow type. Dir type. Edge target. I wonder if there's something you can do better than just like making it white. Style equals filled. Edge style equals invis. Okay, so that has a little bit of organizing effect. Not strict. In fact, most of Zeus's stuff is somewhere else. And that Poseidon got separated. Oh no, that's Athena. Maybe a little bit of organizing effect. Still, got rid of some of the edges at least. Oh. I wonder... what if we took this out? We have to watch when we do this then. I was wondering if getting all the in God edges in first would help kind of give those some priority. Got Poseidon and Demeter kind of together. And it has, wouldn't say that's completely helped. That Aries split. Maybe there's a little bit less cross-graph stuff. And for all I know, it's actually reverse priority. Since Zeus, well, he's in the file first, but he's not in the data iteration first. Who is in the data iteration first? It's Demeter, who's all scattered in the center. Hmm. Yeah, getting a little bit cleaner, but it's still, I knew it was messy. But I still need to eat lunch. And I can easily get caught up in data projects. So thanks for watching. Next month more is for the bits. support from all the subscribers and everybody who hosted me. Do I have any other code stuff? That's what I'm usually on. Let's see, almost over. That is some game stuff. There's pair programming. So if you're looking for a place cool to hang out, Girl Sarah is doing some open source pair programming. It looks like they're doing some C# reference right now. If you're looking for a place cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and until next time.